Place Beyond the Pines tells the story of a motorcycle stunt driver played by Ryan Gosling who finds out he has a son. He ends up turning to a life of crime in order to support him and crosses paths with a rookie cop played by Bradley Cooper. And that confrontation sets forth a series of events that span across 15 years. Or in real time, 2 hours and 20 minutes, and there wasn't a second during all that time where I wasn't engaged in this film. It starts out a little slow, but the director, Derek France, sets you up in his environment. It's a little dirty, it's a little uncomfortable, and it's not something you see very often, and it pulls you in at the same time. You have Ben Mendelsohn and Ava Mendes super dressed down, and it really humanizes them. Ryan Gosling isn't playing that supermodel that everyone loves. Like, he's a messed up guy, and all this gives the movie a very realistic feel. Like, you watch him find out about his kid, and then you hear that voice going on in his head saying, like, oh my god, what should I do? Like, you just see that look in his eyes where it's just like, I have a kid. Holy crap. The movie has 3 phases, and I'm not going to go super in-depth into any of them, but I'll say that the transition from the first to second was the toughest for me, and it really did take me a while to adjust to it. Not saying that I didn't like the second phase, but it really did feel like I was watching an entirely different movie. But at the same time, it did keep that same realistic tone from the first act, and Bradley Cooper is the main focus of this one, and you really do feel his character, and I believe he was able to carry that whole act for the most part. With Phase 3, I'll just say that some time has passed, and it's probably the most different out of all 3 acts. I didn't have too hard a time adjusting to this one because I was kind of prepared for that huge jump this time. But I said it's the most different from the previous 2 in the sense that it really does lose some of that realism and begins to feel more like a movie. I really didn't mind it at first. I was actually able to buy the happy coincidence that happens early on. Dane DeHaan and Embry Cohen carried this act well enough, but I feel like the director wasn't able to really follow through on what he started, and he felt the need to wrap the story up in a meaningful way that really just didn't work, and it was frustrating because he was doing such a great job of it. But that ending, it's not specifically bad, and I'm not expecting a character that age to be like super rational, but I felt like a lot of this could have been solved with someone sitting down with the 2 leads and just explaining everything, which the characters are given the opportunity to do several times. And I realize it sounds like I'm implying something about the ending with that statement, but I'm really not giving anything away. In the end, The Place Beyond the Pines isn't a film to enjoy. It's a challenge to sit through at times, but on the merits of it being well acted, well filmed, and well directed, I can really recommend it to those interesting. But as is the message of the movie, life goes on, so I will see you in the next review, and don't forget to subscribe.